Good day, my brothers and sisters. This is Pastor Virgil Humes from New Hope Baptist Church of Wayne, Michigan, coming to you this afternoon with a checklist for life, the ultimate handbook of timeless wisdom and foolproof strategies for making the most out of your life's challenges and opportunities. I want to talk about today complaining. Keep it to yourself. Philippians chapter 2, verse 14, the scripture says, do all things without complaining or disputing. Do all things without complaining and disputing. Imagine what it would be like to have a full-time complainer follow you around all day. You soon discover that your house is too small, your job is no fun, and you have bad taste in restaurants and your clothes don't match. That is, if you survive the day without going crazy. Complainers can suck the life or suck the oxygen out of just about any circumstance. At work or on Zoom, a complainer can make a job that's fun into a chore. At home, a complainer can turn a place of rest into a place of stress. Can you picture someone in your world who plays this role of a complainer? Perhaps that person is you. Yes, you. Or maybe you're just a part-time complainer. Paul had a clear message for all who complain or have a negative attitude. Don't. Paul says, don't. In his letter to the Philippian church, Paul encouraged the Christians there to do all things without complaining. It's likely that Paul's words sounded a lot easier to obey than they actually were. But there are ways to avoid being a complainer. Always look on the bright side of life. Always think positive. Okay, that may sound a little bit trite, or maybe sometimes even unrealistic. But there's real power in looking at what's working right in any given situation. If you search for something that's wrong or negative in your circumstance, you can almost always find something to complain about. Let me say that again. If you're looking for something that's wrong or negative in your circumstance, you can almost always find something to complain about. That's the reality of an imperfect life in an imperfect world. But what if you redirect that search and look for something that's good about the situation? You'll probably find something to be thankful for. At the end of the day, a collection of positive experiences or thoughts is going to go a long way toward making your life fun, fulfilling, and enjoyable. Realize that most complaints do little to improve a situation. Instead of complaining, look for positive, practical solutions to the problem. A complaint about a work procedure may seem like a step in the right direction, but it goes nowhere fast if you don't follow through with helping to find a solution. Rather than count on complaining to change things, offer suggestions. Complaints are like roadblocks, and each complaint on the path from point A to point B increases the length of your trip. That doesn't mean you shouldn't address improprieties or unfairness. Both ought to be identified and dealt with appropriately, but with positive actions, not just grumbles about how things are so horrible. So I have 3 affirmations for you today. 3 affirmations. And I'm going to wish these affirmations on you and you take them upon yourselves. Here are 3 affirmations. The first affirmation is, and I want you to say yes or no to each of these affirmations. The first affirmation is, I will know that life isn't always going to be fair. I will know that life isn't always going to be fair. The second affirmation is, I will evaluate my tendency to complain. Yes or no? I will evaluate my tendency to complain. And the third affirmation, I will look for the positive in any given situation. Yes or no? I will look for the positive in any given situation. And here are 3 assignments for you. The first thing I want you to do is ask God for wisdom to avoid complaining and be more focused on the positive. Ask God for wisdom to avoid complaining and be more focused on the positive. The second assignment is list 5 complaints you've had in the past week. List 5 complaints you've had in the past week. And the third assignment is think back on a recent complaint you had and come up with 3 positives you could have considered instead, or one action you could have taken to solve that situation. Again, think back on a recent complaint you had and come up with 3 positives you could have considered, or 1 action you could have taken to solve the situation. There's a scripture in Lamentations chapter 3, verse 38 that says this: both bad and good things come by the command of the Most High God. Both bad and good things come by the command of the Most High God. And I'll leave you with this quote: I am always content with what happens, for I know that what God chooses is better than what I choose. I am always content with what happens, for I know that what God chooses is better than what I choose. God bless you. And remember, this is all about complaining. Don't be a complainer. And if you know some others who complain, then you need to distance yourself from them. Keep your complaints to yourself sometimes. That's better for the whole situation. God bless you. God keep you. And have a wonderful day.